Hello everyone, welcome to EditApp. So in today's session, we are going to discuss a very important news article about GST, and this has been in news in 17th September 2021 when the council meeting was held. So we will be discussing about the GST council meeting highlights. Okay, so before starting with the news article, subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session. And the link of the Telegram channel you can get in the description box below. So the EduTap presents you with the scholarship admission test that will be live on 29th and 30th September 2021. So today it is live. You can go and give the test and you can win 50% off on the courses, on these courses. As well as the EduTap is providing you the exclusive offer for the old students for the 50% off on these courses, and you can use the E10 code to avail this offer, and it will end today, that is on 30th September 2021. So now starting with the news article, GST Council meeting highlights anti-COVID life-saving drugs get tax relief. So what happens, how did it start, when did it start? We will discuss about it. The council was convened in Lucknow for its first physical meeting in 20 months. Like after 20 months, this physical meeting was happening with a packed agenda. Okay. And like before it was held, like physical meeting was held on December 2019. Okay, so like the online meetings were going on, but like physical meeting held on December 19 and 2019, and after that it is happening like in this month only. So the GST Council has turned down the proposal or to bring petrol and diesel under the uniform tax indirect tax regime. What is happening that the Kerala High Court has said that please discuss about the like bringing of the petrol and diesel under the GST regime. But now the council has discussed it and the proposal was brought in the council, but it has been rejected and it won't be brought under the GST, the Uniform Indirect Tax Regime. I hope you all understand that GST is the goods and services tax that was like started in India from July 2017, and it is a uniform indirect tax regime. Before there were many indirect taxes like excise duties and custom duties and all, but now there is a uniform indirect tax regime in India. The council extended the GST relief on food drugs. Remember, the extension is the main keyword because there was the GST relief or concession before also for the treatment of the COVID-19 on these specific drugs, but now the extension has been done on the date. Before it like the concession would have been stopped by September 30th, but now it has been extended till December 31st of 2021. Okay, so this is the name of the the drugs that is on this, and this drug there is nil, no tax rate or no GST tax is levied, while on these two drugs 5% of the rate is levied. 5% GST is levied. These are the drugs on which concession was given by the GST. And now like GST rates on 7 other medicines reduced from, so the rates has been reduced from 12% to 5%, and this is also till 31st December 2021. See, these 7 medicines are the medicines that were like proposed or recommended by the Department of Pharmaceuticals. Okay, and the name of the 7 drugs is this. In all of these 7 drugs, the rate has been reduced from the 12% to 5%. The next recommendation in the council, or the next topic of the council discussion, was instead of restaurants, the aggregators, that is the Swiggy or Amazon, the Zomato, such kind of aggregators that are taking the payments, that are providing services, they should be the ones that collect the GST from the customers and pay it to the government. What is the meaning of this? See, before what was happening, let's say there was the bill of 100 rupees that has to be paid to the restaurant owner, and they were adding 5% GST tax, that is 5 rupees. So 105 was given to the restaurant owner, and the restaurant owner had to pay the 5 rupees to the government. But even with a high turnover, the restaurant owners were not giving the GST to the government. So now it has been said that the aggregators, the delivery companies, the Swiggy or Zomato, they have to directly collect it, that is they have to collect this 5 rupees and have not to give it to the restaurant owners, but to directly pay it to the government. Okay, so that the restaurant owners could not like just take it and do not pay it to the government. So now the aggregators will be taking it and directly paying it to the government. Now the council has also decided to set up two group of ministers, state ministers, to examine the issue of two issues, we can say. The first issue is the inverted duty structure. Okay, we need to correct this inverted duty structure. Why is it inverted? Because we are levying more taxes on inputs, or as in I told you in the previous video, the intermediate goods. We are levying more taxes on the inputs, and we are levying less taxes on the outputs. What's the problem in this? See, the first problem that comes in the mind directly is, if you are like putting more taxes on the inputs, why will the manufacturers buy the high value of the inputs and make a output? Okay, like the manufacturers will get the inputs in high amount, so it will kind of like demotivate the manufacturers to produce the main output, to produce the output. And there is a refund category also, that even if you are like buying the inputs at higher rate with higher GST tax, you can get the refund when you pay GST on the output. When you pay low GST on the output, then you can get refund from the government on the high tax of the inputs. But see, this also gets very troublesome, because getting refund is a very tricky thing. As well as there is refund in some categories, there is no refund in some categories. That also becomes very problematic. So this needs to be like taken care of. Okay, so this is the thing, that the inverted duty structure, that is the taxes are higher in the inputs while the taxes are lower on the outputs. Also, we can say, like for the descriptive exam, you can write this, that see, when we get like low taxes on the outputs, so the imports will be also cheaper, because they can also sell it cheaply. Like we are getting the inputs at high rate. So whatever the manufacturer will produce will have a high rate. Like inputs are 10 rupees, but they are paying 20 rupees on taxes only. Then the inputs will be 30 rupees. And when the output will be produced, the output will be, let's say, adding the profit, it will be 50 rupees. While in some other country, they are only, the inputs are 10 rupees there also, but they have a lesser tax, that is only 5 rupees. So they can produce the same thing in 15 rupees. And then if India adds some import tax also, in 20 rupees, they will sell their product. Like America will sell their product in India for 20 rupees only, while our product is rupees 30, because we are paying so much tax on the inputs. I hope you understand this now, that why there is a problem when the input tax is high, because like the manufacturers are paying so much tax on the inputs that they do not want to produce the output at higher rate. They are producing the output at the higher rate. So for using technology, so first GOM is made to correct this kind of inverted duty structure, and the second GOM will help in using the technology and seeing the ways that how the technology can be further improved, and the compliance can be further improved by using the technology, including monitoring the e-way bills, the fast tags. They can monitor it better through the technology. So the second GOM is made for this purpose, to use technology to further improve the compliance. Okay, so now the GST rate changes in order to have inverted duty structure. See, especially in footwears and the textile sector, it was happening that there was inverted duty structure. That is, they were paying high in inputs, they were buying the inputs at higher rates due to the GST tax regime, and the taxes on outputs are lower. Okay, and the correction for the footwear and the textile sector is to be implemented from January 2022. The GST compensation says to be extended beyond July 2022 till March 2026. See, compensation cess was included so that the government can help the states, because the states were saying that if GST comes, our revenue will be decreased. So in July 2017, when the GST came, the concession cess started for like 5 years. For like 5 years. That is till July 2022. Till July 2022, it had to be ended, the compensation cess. But what happened that the back-to-back loans were taken by were provided to the states. Why were they provided? Because in between the COVID came and the states needed funds because the revenue declined from the taxes. So the back-to-back loans were provided to the states. And the loans were like rupees 2.69 lakh crores during the financial year of 21 and the 22. So this much loans were provided to the states, and so the government has said that we will increase the compensation limit to March 2026. This will not be directly, like for nearly 4 years. So this will not be given to the states because the loan has already been given to the state. This is being collected so that we can repay the loans that has been taken for provision of the states. Okay. So GST rates on fortified rice kernels for schemes like Integrated Child Development Services reduced from 18% to 5%. Now what is this fortified rice? We can say fortified rice are nothing else but simple regular rice with additional micronutrients. Okay, because we have a lot of malnutrition problem in our country. So the fortified rice is the rice that is being provided with extra micronutrients. So this fortified rice is being used for the Integrated Child Development Schemes services, and the tax has been reduced from 18% to 5%. GST on Keytruda medicine for treatment of cancer has also been reduced from 12% to 5%. This has been a great relief for the cancer patients as well as the NGOs that is helping the cancer patients. The skill training for which government bears the 75% or more than that expenditure has been exempted from GST. See, this was there before, but that was only for the programs in which the government was helping 100%. But now it has been increased, or we can say now, even if the government is only providing 75% of the funds or more than 75% of the funds, this will be exempted from GST under the service area. The ORS and see, till now we only saw the reduction in the concessions, but do not think that the council is only providing the reductions. It has also increased the slabs in some areas. For example, the ores and concentrates of metals such as this and this. In this, the rate has been increased from 5% to 18% in some other areas also. So we can see a summary kind of thing, or this is the brief. And there were many changes, but this is the summary where you can understand that what were the changes. So one change was the additional extension of the date till December 31 in 4 of the drugs, while 7 drugs has been added for the treatment of COVID-19 concession rates. Okay, and that also for till December 31st. The atrophy drugs, that is Zolgensma and the Vitspo, and this is for, like, they have been exempted from GST, and this is for the personal use if they are importing for personal use. Import of leased aircraft exempted from IGST. The food delivery apps, the aggregators, they can collect GST instead of paying it to the restaurants, or instead of restaurants collecting the GST and paying to the government. So the food delivery apps will be directly taking the GST from the customers and giving to the government, instead of the food delivery apps taking the GST, giving it to the restaurants, and then the restaurants paying it to the government. That was a really lengthy and the haphazard manner. So tax on the fortified rice has been reduced from 18% to the 5%, and the GST on cancer drug has been brought down from 12% to 5%. See, that data is very important in this, the council meetings, because the tax slabs has been changed in many of the things. So remember whatever I have told you, the tax slabs, as well as you can refer to the PIB news. I have told you the terms because the terms are hard to understand, such as inverted duty structure and different terms. So now you have understood the terms. Now even if you go to the main source, you will be able to understand it easily. Okay, otherwise I have covered the most of the part. So thank you very much, and if you have any query, you can mail us here in this mail. And thank you very much.